Restructuring Nigeria's judicial reform and following through with economic reforms already initiated are some of the key steps that will move Nigeria forward. This is part of views expressed earlier on News Central during the Independence Day special program. News Central's Uzonna reports.
Another time of reviewing how Nigeria has fared in this journey as an independent country, and the views are not faint at all. 63 years after gaining self-determination, security of life and property has become the most daunting challenge. Boko Haram extremism in the northeast, banditry in the northwest, and farmer-herder clashes in the north-central. And in the south, secession agitations turned violent, kidnapping, militancy, and crude oil theft have all become a huge burden on the country.
We've wasted 8 years addressing this security issue. The time has come for us now to flush these guys out and bring peace to our country with no sentiments, no undue ethnicity being read into actions, and so on. We must stamp these guys out of our territory and have a peaceful Nigeria for us all.
Colonel Labo believes that confronting the worsening insecurity with arms may lead to temporary relief, except some social issues are addressed. Another view that found a voice during the program recognizes that current economic reforms by the administration, which have long-term potentials, have brought immediate hardship on the people. It is the opinion of the analyst that it requires much more than kickstarting a reform to get the desired results.
I would like to flag that the policies that we have seen in terms of their idea are very much in the long-term interest of Nigerians. Now, having said that, the difficulty is in the execution. And this is where I get a little bit wary, because it's one thing to begin a reform process. It's another thing to follow through.
This democratic dispensation has brought improved human rights and rule of law over what obtained during the military era. This consideration is despite a number of cases concerning politically exposed persons who are in incarceration for a long time without proper trial, and sometimes against orders of competent courts.
This government must ensure that all court orders and judgments that have been given by courts, superior courts of record and courts of the land has to be obeyed, no matter how unpalatable. The law provides for steps to be taken when a party to a suit, even if the government is a party to a suit and the judgment is against it, it must be seen to be implementing and according to the respect it deserves.
There is a concern that the trust deficit between the government and the people needs to be rebuilt if taking Nigeria forward is of priority.
People no longer believe in institutions that are meant to provide service delivery. I would maybe start with the Nigerian police, and why it's important to maybe even start with the Nigerian police is because in some rural community at the grassroots, the only sense of governance or the only representation of government is uniform personnel. Yes, you might not have a police station, but there's a police outpost in all wards across Nigeria. So for me, I think it's important that President Tinubu focus on ensuring that he can rebuild back public trust.
In addition to this analyst believes government must ensure that every wrongdoing is not just said to have consequences, but must be seen to be so.
You can't have a country where consequence does not happen. People do whatever and get away with it. Nothing happens to them. And then you expect that country to go forward. It's just not going to happen. So these are the three things I think are the priority: restructuring, getting out of the way of business, and then instituting a framework where people actually have consequence for their actions.
The collective view here is that at 63, Nigeria as an independent nation and so richly endowed should not still be grappling with the basic issues of development if successive administrations have been sincerely committed to nation building. Expectations in the coming days is that government will walk the talk through people-oriented policies and programs that will make the country better. Uzonna Ononye, reporting for News Central.